All right. Hey, shalom, y'all. Shalom. Um, thought this warranted me coming on here. Iran just attacked a base, and that's the reports that are coming in. They just attacked a base in the Middle East. It's the base in Doha, Qatar. I actually was stationed at that base, so um what they've done, they've launched rockets. I actually got video of what's going on over there, some short videos. I'm getting ready to bring them up for y'all. But they've been launching rockets over there, and the defense system, the missile defense system has been going off, intercepting them. And the way the system works, when the rockets get within a certain range, the missile defense system begins engaging them. Um, and as they get closer, initially the system will go off and the missiles will go way out in the distance to intercept the rockets. But as the rockets get closer and closer, or the missiles get closer and closer, you start hearing the explosion. So like I said, y'all, for y'all who are just tuning in, it looks like Iran has attacked U.S. military bases in Qatar. And I'll be on here for a little bit, just going through a bunch of stuff. I've been watching this kind of closely. And if you don't know, the U.S. attacked Iran the other day. I think the day before yesterday. They sent over about 7 B-1s and or no, I'm sorry, they sent over about 7 B-2 bombers. And then after those bombers dropped their bombs, they also launched missiles from a submarine, cruise missiles. So, and then the leader of Iran came on after that attack and said it's on and popping now. And the U.S. already knew that they would probably attack those bases over there in the Middle East. And that's what's happening now. So let me, first of all, I'll put this up here real quick so y'all can see. And just bear with me because I'm getting everything set up here so that, I just came on here pretty quick. So I didn't have everything set up like I normally do. But I'm going to just share this news headline so y'all can see what's going on. We'll read it together. Add it. There we go. So if y'all can see that, what it says is, let me go over here. I'm going to scroll it a little bit. It says, what we know about Iran's strike on a U.S. military base in Qatar. Report Iran state media say attack has begun on U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq. Okay. So that's what's going on there. I'm gonna show y'all the video that I had. I just gotta find the tab it was opened under. But if you're just tuning in, Iran has attacked a base in the Middle East. It's the and some of the stuff I saw is the base that's in Doha, Qatar. And I've actually been to that base. I was deployed there for a while back back in the day, back like in like 2006 or 5 or something like that. And it's a large base. Has a lot of aerial refueling planes and no bombers there. They're not, for whatever reason, they're not allowed to have bombers there. Fighter planes, and from what I've read, the planes were scrambling, and when the planes scrambled, they launched the planes out on alert. So when they got once those rockets go in the air, they get alerts that they're coming, and you probably got 10, 15 minutes to hit the bunkers, and those planes were on alert, so they launched all those planes out on alert. I'll explain to you how that works. But that is what I'm hearing is going on over there. I'm getting ready to pull up because apparently I don't have that tab open, but let me see. There's some more information coming in. It says, all right, okay. So yeah, but this thing, man, huh? Okay. So hold on one sec, because I'm seeing other reports come in. So, oh. All right, I'm gonna bring up these videos. Y'all give me okay. Okay. It'll be a couple videos I'm gonna bring up. Here's the first one. So, like I said, if y'all tuning in, Iran has started attacking um, uh, military U.S. military bases in Qatar. And here's a video. Here's one. These are the missiles getting intercepted, the rockets being intercepted. So listen. Okay, that wasn't a good one. Let me get y'all a better one. Stand by. Let me get you a better one. Just hold on one sec. Let me get you a better video here. There's some good ones. There we go. Okay. Let me get this. And then I'll go through and tell you what you're actually seeing, okay? Just bear with me. Like I said, I didn't have all this set up. It's just kind of last minute. But here, check this out. Okay, so I don't no y'all weren't able to see that. Okay, let me put it up here. Okay, you'll be able to see it now. All right, I'm gonna play it over. Okay. So again, this is the missiles being intercepted, and where you see those missiles going up into the air, those are the interceptor missiles to intercept the missiles or rockets that are coming in. So that's what you're seeing. So make it bigger. All right. Allahu Akbar. Madam, madam. So like I said, that's it going down right there. I'm gonna leave that going. Yeah. So and what? So where you see the lights going up into the air, that is the missile defense system. And what it's doing is it launches the missiles up and it intercepts the missiles that are coming, that are coming in. And the way it intercepts those missiles, I don't think it hits the missile head on. I think when it gets within proximity of the missile that it's intercepting, it explodes and there's shrapnel and stuff inside it, and it destroys the missile. Okay. Um, but this is the thing, okay? you literally see that those things coming, the missiles coming, the interceptor missiles coming up from the ground, and the rockets and the missiles that are attacking the base have gotten so close, like that base is gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? They can't intercept 100% of them. The other thing is what Iran did to Israel, because this is how Iran has been attacking Israel. They've been using the same um, types of missiles. Well, what Iran did with Israel when they were attacking them, they were. Let me stop this. Okay, I'm gonna find some more videos, see what else is coming out. But what Iran did. Okay, here's another one. I'll put this one up. So this is them. You know, they got the shelter in place warning, and then, like I said, you start hearing these explosions, and you see all this stuff up in the sky, and it's looking like Star Wars. So people, start panicking. So that's what you're going to see in this next video I'm getting ready to put up. But what Iran did when they were attacking Israel is to deplete their missile defense system, because you got to keep putting new missiles in there to fire up and intercept the incoming missiles. So to deplete their system, they just shot cheap rockets over. Rockets are cheaper because they're not guided. But you could guarantee they're hitting this U.S. base with their good stuff, because they don't want to hit another Muslim country, more than likely. So I don't think they're just going to fire rockets, unguided rockets over there. So, and then looking at how these missiles are intercepting what's incoming. Yeah. So hold on, let me show you this video. So this video here is in a mall, and people are panicking. I guess they got because they got a shelter in place alarm. So here you go. This is people panicking. You can't see it. Let me put it up there. There we go. Yeah, so this just people panicking in the mall because, like I said, they're beginning. The bombs are coming. They probably sound the shelter in place alarm. The way that will go out, the way the shelter in place thing will go out is let me mute it. The way the shelter in place signal will go out is by, more than likely, by cell phone or something. And man, look, when I was in the Air Force, I was on a bomb range. I watched the bombs. Now these were inert bombs. They didn't have any explosives in them. But I've seen them things fall, man. There ain't nothing you could do. So I could only imagine being on the receiving end of that. Okay, I'm gonna put this one up. Check this one out. Okay, there go another one. Okay, so that's another one there. Um, let me. That's pretty much the same as the one before. I'm seeing if there's anything new coming in. Yeah, so that's the missile defense system that they have around the bases there. When I was over there, they did not have that. But we would do drills, and we would go in these bunkers they had there. And back when I was there, the bunkers were, you know, those highway divider things. They were those, and then they put some type of metal or whatever over the top of them. And then they put sand and stuff over the top of that. But that'll stop. It will stop the shrapnel if a bomb goes off. It'll stop the shrapnel. I think that was a small arms bunker. But for stuff coming in from the air, that ain't gonna do nothing. You know, but I'm sure they got better stuff over there now. Let me see what else I could find. What else they're posting? There's new videos getting posted. Oh wow, let me see what this. So here's another video. I'll share this one. Okay, y'all should be able to see that. Let's see. Wow, you saw that one there. Let me put it up here. There we go. Yeah, you could hear the explosions and everything. Okay. Mute that. All right, I'm gonna see if there's any other videos. But anyway, that is what's going on. Like I said, they are attacking a military base over there in Qatar and military bases throughout the Middle East. Um, is they're being intercepted? Iran didn't use hyper. So somebody said if they're being intercepted, Iran didn't use their hypersonic missile. So what Iran has is a missile that it launches out and it goes up real high up there, almost near so-called space, but up near the firmament. Okay, and when all the stages have burnt and the warhead begins to angle down towards the ground, a rocket fires to accelerate it even faster, and it reaches hypersonic speeds. Hypersonic is I think anything above like Mach 5 or Mach 6. I think this particular missile goes Mach 7. So when it's coming down towards the ground, it's going so fast you can't intercept it because it's moving so fast. We don't have missile defense systems that can intercept hypersonic weapons and stuff like that. So, but again, what Iran's tactic is they fire their cheap, unguided stuff so that we can expend our missile defense weapons, missile defense systems. So they'll fire off their cheap stuff, and then they'll send in the guided stuff. And for them, what they're hoping with that strategy is that, you know, they can find a hole in your missile defense system and get in there and hit stuff. But we're gonna see. But I'm just telling you this here. So Iran is different. Like Iran's not like anybody we've fought even since in a long time. I mean, even Iraq wasn't on a level that Iran's on. Okay. Iran, as you can see in what we're watching here, they can punch back. They're like a country we're fighting that can actually punch back. Now they don't have an air force per se, but they have a lot of missile technology and they have a lot of drone technology. They have, and even our aircraft carriers out there, because now we have our aircraft carriers out there in the Navy out there in the Mediterranean Sea or Red Sea, whatever it is over there. Even they are vulnerable. And again, because Iran has a lot of missile technology and drone technology. And, now here go the bad part for Iran. Iran has no defense for they have no air defense. And I'm telling you, they gonna carpet bomb their ass because of this here. Like you're gonna see a response from America on Iran 20, 30 times more intense than what they did. Iran lobbed a couple missiles over there. The U.S. gonna lay them flat. Now, the key thing that everybody needs to be watching and paying attention to is what China says and what Putin says. And you need to be watching what China does, because while we're messing around with Iran over here, China might try to invade. I forget the name of that island over there that they've been wanting to invade. I'm gonna get it though. I'm getting ready to pull it up now. But I can't see China jumping in or Russia jumping in to have Iran's back. I really can't foresee that happening. I know some people say that might happen. Here, I'm gonna show y'all on the map here. Share this. Okay, so this is the map. So this is Iran right here. Okay, this is Iran, and look, Qatar is right here, and this is Doha, Qatar, right here. Okay, so that's Doha, Qatar, and there's a military base over here in Qatar. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but it's over there. Okay, let me see. I think I saw it. Doha International. Yeah, I forget where the military base is at. I think it's out on the outskirts, on the northern outskirts. Like I said, I've been there. You see, it ain't nothing but sand, sand and sun out there, and it ain't the beach. But anyway, this is Doha right here, and this is Iran right here. See this? This is Iran. Okay, so it's not far. Okay, we have aircraft carriers cruising around in here in this Arabian Sea, and man, they're gonna set up shop and go to town on these folks and level some stuff over here. They also said that I saw something on the news where they said that the Khomeini over there, or whatever the guy's name is over there, has went and he's taken shelter. He's going to seek shelter. I saw that earlier, and now it makes sense. He's going to take shelter because he knew he was getting ready. They were getting ready to launch their attack. So, and yeah, now it's gonna be on and popping. I'm getting ready to check the news, see if there's any updates on this. Let's see. Yeah, Iran confirms missile attack on U.S. military base in Qatar. So they've confirmed it. They've said, yeah, we did it, and that's all we needed. Okay, because they're gonna test. You know the way the U.S. is, they're gonna test every piece of military equipment they got on these dudes. So, uh, Paul said they lost 1 million men fighting Iraq. And thank you, Paul. He said, uh, so what China is looking to do. So we'll go ahead. They're looking to attack and take over Taiwan. Okay, I'll show you this on the map real quick. So this is China right here. This is Taiwan. Taiwan is about maybe a little under 100 miles away, maybe 100 miles across this ocean here from them. And they're waiting to take this over, and they're waiting for the right time. And, while we're occupied with Iran, it'd be interesting if they did that, because then we'd be over there fighting for Taiwan too. Okay. And then you got Russia over here, Russia invading Ukraine. This is Ukraine. This is Russia. Okay. So they're over there. And again, it's going to be interesting, and what y'all need to be watching, because this is how this would escalate. And it just did escalate. But what you need to be watching is you need to be watching what Putin says, what his stance is, and you need to be watching what Xi Jinping, I think that's his name, you need to be watching what he says. Because if they decide to get in this in any way, it is officially World War III. Like, we might already be in it right now, but if those countries get in, then it's something real. Otherwise, we're gonna level, like Iran's getting ready to be no more. Like, if those countries don't get in, they're gonna bomb Iran back into prehistoric time. You know what I'm saying? It's just Iran. They're gonna turn Iran into just more sand and dust over there. And you could guarantee that, because the U.S. they gotta, they're gonna be like, how dare you mess with me? I'm gonna have to, they're gonna make an example of them. Okay, they're gonna make an example of them. That's how that would go down. All right, so I'm gonna go over here and see if there's anything else. If there's any other new video coming out of Iran attacking the U.S. bases over there. So something new here. Okay, so they attack. Wow, dang. So they attack the base in Qatar, base in Bahrain, and a base in Kuwait. So it says Iran launches missile attacks targeting Al Udeid Air Base. Yep, that's the base I was at. Doha, Kuwait, and Bahrain. Multiple U.S. Positions under fire. And I've been to Bahrain also, okay, to those bases over there. And let me see. It looks like we might have a new video here. Hold on. Yeah, so it's still just lights, going up. And let me tell y'all this. This happened about maybe a little over an hour ago, hour and a half ago, all this stuff kicked off. Okay. And it, of course, is nighttime over there. So yeah. Okay, let me put this one up for you. Give me a sec. Like that. Trying to figure out how I get this thing working. Okay, so check this one out. Let me make sure I'm still up there. Okay. I'm gonna put up this new one. I'll put the audio on it too. Good. And I think this here, what they got here, this looks like the, the early. Yeah, thi- so that there looks like it was from a little earlier before they started getting real close. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be on and popping now. Oh wow. Yep. Look. Wow, they built this base up. So this is the base here. I'll show you. I'll share this picture here. This is the base. And I remember the airstrip, so that's why you heard me go wow, because they really built it out into something permanent. So that's the base there. Um, you see some Navy planes there at the base. I see a F-18, a Prowler. I think that's a Prowler. A lot of F-18. So a lot of Navy stuff over there. But yeah, so that's the base there. Um, yeah, man. And you know what was interesting last week? There we go. I'll put it up there. What was interesting last week? I remember seeing a news headline where they were saying they're evacuating non-essential people out of there and families and civilians and stuff like that out of those bases and just having the essential personnel. The airplanes went on. Uh, they said the planes on that base were scrambling, so they were launching the planes out on alert. And the way it works when the planes go on alert, the maintenance crews and the pilots are on standby. They're all ready to go. They go out there, pre-flight the plane and get the plane all ready to go. So literally they run out there to the plane and just hop in it, and literally they're out of there within minutes. They're out of there and in the air. And what they did is got all the planes out of there because they don't want the planes getting destroyed by, you know, and maybe the planes went out to attack too, But yeah, so it's going down, and I know a lot of good information be coming out here soon. Let me see if there's any updated information right now. Let's see. It says U.S. reports no injuries after Iran attacks base in Qatar. It confirms missile attack on U.S. military base. So like I said, they weren't rockets; they were missiles. And the difference between a rocket and a missile is guided, and a rocket is not. A rocket, you just fire it, aim it in the general direction you want it to go, and it'll go and hope it goes there. But you know, missile is either guided by itself, it, and it'll find its target, or somebody guides it onto target. You know, so that's the difference. Iran confirms missile attack on U.S. military base, so they've confirmed it. Y'all stand by one sec. Seeing what else is popping up here. Okay, there we go. See what else I could find here. See if because new stuff is coming in, new footage. So Let me see. Okay. And I'll read you those headlines. I'll just okay. So yeah, let me see what the headlines are. Try to get back over it. Okay, it says US, so they report no injuries. Iran launches missile attack on US base in Qatar. Iran pledges further retaliation against US after targeting military base in Qatar. US assesses high risk of Iranian retaliation. Well, that's happening now. That's 6 hours old, that story. What I'm reading here is 12 minutes ago. Let's see. Okay, Iran, Israel, live updates. Israel pound, so Israel's hitting them right now. Okay, let's see. So they pledge further retaliation. Oil prices fall. Let's see if anybody got any good info. Nope, they don't. But yeah, y'all, that's what's going on. And like I said, pay close attention to Russia and China. Okay, that's all I can say. And on what they do, because look, they get into it. It's a whole case. Okay. It said stock market today: Dow, S&P, Nasdaq, oil tanks after. So you need to stock up on some fuel and oil because the price is going to be falling here soon. Your summer travels will be easy. And for those of you who might not know, the U.S. attacked Iran not yesterday. I think it was on Saturday. Okay. And they used, I think it was about 7 B-2s they used to attack them. And they hit them with the bunker buster bombs. And what that is a big, heavy bomb that can penetrate through the ground. I think they said like go through 200 feet, down 200 feet into the ground. And then they said what they can do is do something called drilling, and where they drop one bomb and another one right after it, right into the same spot and go even deeper. So look, these people they done got very good at killing, no matter where you at, you know. But y'all gonna return and set all that straight. He gonna show them what he gonna show them what killing is all about, you know. Let's see, conflict. Let me see. Okay, Iran strike as Russia backs Iran in deepening conflict. So Russia's saying they're backing Iran, of course. Well, that's what they're talking about. Let me see. Latest. Yeah, I think that's about it. But like I said, y'all, keep an eye on this stuff. It's very, things are getting real. And one of the things I wanted to say, the difference with Iran, they can actually hit back. Iraq couldn't even hit back. You know what I'm saying? Not after day 2, they couldn't They tried. They had some anti-aircraft guns and stuff like that. But with Iran, they can actually attack. They have long-range missiles. They got hypersonic missiles and all that stuff. So, the carrier group that's over there out there in the ocean, they're like they could actually get hit out there. They were saying Iran has shipping containers that, like, the side of it'll come off and it's missiles, and they can hit. So it's like we might actually get a black eye on this because these dudes is punching back. This isn't like some third world country where all they could do is throw rocks at you. Nah, these dudes, now it ain't gonna last long, but all I'm saying is there's a potential for, normally when we hit these countries, there's no threat to us. It's like it's like a UFC fighter fighting a baby. But this is like a UFC fighter fighting another man his same size, but he's not trained in mixed martial arts, and he's smaller. We'll say he's not the same size. We'll say this dude's smaller. So it'd be like John Jones fighting, some short dude off the street who ain't been in a fight before. You kind of know how this is gonna go, but dude might get a punch off or something. He's had a little bit of boxing training or something, but John Jones been fighting in the UFC and he's bigger. So that's the equivalent. But Russia and China, if they jump in, they're like other people who've been trained in mixed martial arts. You know what I'm saying? They're not at the UFC level, but so if that's a good analogy, that's what I could give you. But anyway, y'all, that's all I want to do. Just want to come on here, give y'all an update on this thing and make sure y'all know, because this is kind of a big deal. It could potentially turn into something big, but more than likely, America gonna go over there and mop the floor with them and then beat them down for leaving the waxy buildup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably going to be, thing will probably be over within a week, with this thing, with how long this thing's going to last, what that hinges on is how fast America can drop its bombs and reload the planes and get more bombs on them and get rid of its old inventory. That's what this hinges on. But again, now, hey, they might have a secret weapon. They might have something there. But I just know it, like listening to the way Trump was talking and looking at how where the U.S. is moving, I think they're going to come very aggressive at them, like very aggressive. So anyway, appreciate y'all tuning in. Definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat, and shalom, shalom.